We are back with another season of Legacy League's action here at InSports in Trumbull, Connecticut. A new cast of, partially new faces, a couple returning faces who are sweaty from playing. 2 wins, though. It's nice to be on that side, isn't it? Welcome to the Week 1 postgame show for the Summer 19 season. I'm Joey Zacco. I know these guys' names, Eddie and Mike. And then we have some new faces. We have Doug, Quinn, Julia, and Drew. I didn't practice that at all. I nailed it. We're going to break down the Week 1 action, 5 games, 10 teams, and 4 of those teams are brand new. And so I'm very interested to see what you guys think. 6 of those teams are either returning teams or have players who have played before. And that's how we make up the league. We're going to start with one of those new teams, Scott's Tots, great name. We're disappointed in the logo.
How they don't have a Michael Scott just standing with all their kids. Just a disappointment.
Well, they brought it on the court. They're playing a sportsbook team that made a semifinals last year. They brought back some pieces from their old finals sportsbook teams in Colin Marcus making his return. They still have Jeff Norco, and those are some of the big names, but that was the closest game of the night, a 10-point margin. They beat Scott's Tots by 10. What'd you guys see? I mean, let's start with sportsbook. They got the win. They're 1-0, and I'm sure, look like they've been here before.
Yeah, so I thought both teams were pretty evenly matched. Scott's Tots, their first game of the season, pretty great. Only a 10-point deficit. So, I thought that at the start they had a pretty good game, and I think they both can work on their shooting for sure. But Sportslook had a pretty dominating second half. They were ahead the whole time, and most points scored from Matt Marconi with 22. So overall, pretty great from both teams.
Yep, and Matt Marconi is one of those players that played on Goon Squad teams in the past. He's played 3 or 4 seasons before this. I'm sure that was obvious from him knowing what's going on. Who else saw that game? Anything else on Scott's Tots?
Yeah, Scott's Tots came out very firing. They looked really good all around. So honestly, impressive start for them. So I'm looking to see where they go in the future and how they start sort of learning this game, and looking to see maybe a playoff run. We'll see.
Yeah, and then moving on, the next closest game, 2 teams that know each other very well. They played twice to end the season last year, the Flint Tropics and Nick Strong. Flint Tropics, a deep team. They finally got the jerseys they wanted, the teal and the orange. They're happy. That means the league is happy. They win 80-65, so I think their last 3 times playing Nick Strong, well, I know this, they are 3-0. It's like 3 of their last 5 games they've beat Nick Strong. Nick Strong actually had a bench today. That was one of the things that kind of set them apart. We'll get you guys involved on this, especially about Flint and Nick Strong. What did you guys see that impressed you about Flint?
Yeah, well, Mike Bizzuto really led the way for the Flint Tropics. 24 points for him, rocking the Eric Dickerson rec specs today. Yeah. He was all over the court, kind of facilitating the play. He was talking the talk on defense and on offense, and I thought overall it was a pretty good game. Nick Strong held in there. For most of the game, they kept it pretty close, but in the end, I felt like the discipline of the Flint Tropics really set them apart and got them the W today.
Yeah, Mike Bizzuto was absolutely automatic. I can only think of maybe 1 or 2 shots he missed the entire game. And then on Nick Strong's side, we have Mike Vasicchia, who had a very good game as well. Took a lot of shots, but made about half of them, had a game high 28 points. So, I mean, he contributed, but there's some room for improvement for both teams.
Yep.
We definitely felt like Flint was a stronger team and came out a little sloppy, but it was closer than the game definitely should have been.
Awesome. And Mike Bizzuto, the reigning MVP from the regular season a year ago. One of you guys can take Flint, one of you guys can take Sportsbook, since we kind of lost the whole point of the show here. Big picture on them. I don't know if you saw both of them, but you guys know Sportsbook from the past. Mike can go first. What are you looking for those teams this season?
Well, we saw Flint's a very deep team. I see a lot out of them. They're fundamentally sound. They have shooting, they have defense, they have rebounding. They literally have it all. And Nick Strong's a team that, they're never going to go away. They're going to fight every game. They're going to make it close. They're going to talk. It's going to get physical, and that's just exactly what happened today.
I agree with a lot of that. Sportsbook, they're a tough team. They play very physical. They got a few very capable scorers, so they'll be right there every year. To go off that, Flint, obviously one of the best teams in the league, undefeated regular season last year. So it should be interesting to see how these returning teams continue to do.
Yep. Flint 1-0. We also have Redeem Team 1-0. They took care of the Silly Senders. I think the Silly Senders is one of those new teams. I was impressed. I think they weren't ready for maybe that kind of team. If they had played someone else, they might be 1-0 after one game, but 100-64, Redeem Team gets the win. Your team, so we'll save you from talking about them. What did you guys see from Redeem Team that impressed you guys?
Yeah, I kind of just thought, well, first off, the Silly Senders, credit to them. They came out firing. They were playing hard. Honestly, I feel like what put the Redeem Team over the edge was the physicality aspect of it. I felt like they were just a lot stronger, a lot taller, a lot more physical, and my God, they were splashing it. They were throwing it down constantly. Eddie was making it rain from downtown. Just overall a very physical game, but I feel like the Redeem Team was very impressive today.
Also, I don't know how much of a difference it made, but the Redeem Team also had a full bench, where the Silly Senders only had 2 people on the bench. Where I looked like there might have been some people missing, but having the depth that the Silly Senders didn't have made a big difference for the Redeem Team, I think.
Also, one more thing, super well-rounded on the offensive side for the Redeem Team. Everyone except for 2 players had over 10 points, and the 2 players who didn't have 10 points had 9 points, so they were really spreading the floor well and getting everyone involved. Really.
Nice. Redeem Team is going to be one of the teams in our way. TMC, good job. Welcome to the dark side. But what did you see out of them quickly, and how those pieces, you know all these guys, Melvin Horton, Nick Durso was even there, right? And he played last year. What did you see as those guys trying to fit together this season?
I thought they looked real sharp, and I think as like the weeks go on, they're going to look better and better as they get more used to playing with each other. I personally played against a lot of them, but not together like that, so it should be interesting to see.
Yep, and speaking of fitting together, Run TMC takes down Toon Squad. I know Toon Squad, again, another one of those teams like the Silly Senders, right? They had a different matchup and maybe a different conversation today. They fall 97-68 to Run TMC, a team full of people that have played in this league before. What did you guys see from TMC, and then we'll get Eddie in on this one.
Yeah, Run TMC was led by the man sitting next to me and Reggie Stewart tonight. You guys, we were a 2-man wrecking crew. The guys controlled the game through the whole way. But I will say, on the Toon Squad side, Chad McAvoy, he's a good player, so he's a player to watch out for. But Run TMC controlled the game the whole way. But, you know, on the Toon Squad side, also a new team getting into it, so you got to learn some things about the league. So you guys have the benefit of playing in the league much more.
Yeah, I was going to say, kind of going off that, I feel like Toon Squad was a very big team. They had a lot of big dudes who obviously are able to play basketball at a high level. But it's different when you're coming into a league where, yes, it is basketball, but it's played at a very different pace and a very different style. So once they get that down and they really get a feel for the league, they're definitely going to get better because they have some good players on their team for sure.
Yep. Let's take and talk about TMC, right? So, what did you see about bringing those guys together? I mean, Reggie Stewart's been there, but playing along Tom Langston, we've seen teams put it together in the past, and all the players not able to play at their highest, level. And I think that's part of the challenge of putting teams together like this. What did you see as those pieces kind of come together? Kevin Blake, Tom Langston, kind of all coming together.
With these quote unquote super teams, it's kind of tough to balance who's getting the ball up.
Right.
Obviously Reggie's maybe the best player in the league right now this season. So with him on your team, it certainly doesn't hurt. Supporting cast was great. Everybody's played the league before, so obviously there'll be a tough team every year.
Yeah, easily Run TMC was the most playmaking team. They definitely passed the ball around a lot more than the other teams.
We're getting there. Good. We have a quiz at the end, so get ready. It's not hard. Maybe the best for last, but that even hurts me to say. Shocker City, the defending champs, 118-39. We can have one of you guys touch on them quickly. I know there's not much to talk about here, the grid players, but yeah, the defending champs.
They were absolutely filthy all around. I think offensively and defensively, they completely dominated the Bricklayers. So for the whole league, watch out for Shocker City. I'm all about them. They looked great all around, and so I would think a three-peat is in their future.
Week 1.
All right,
For Brick City.
Yeah, Brick City. Yeah,
Cold freezing
Brick
taste.
City.
Tough first game.
Yeah. We got somebody already gripping the bandwagon, the Shocker City bandwagon. It's not the one you want to be on. It's a bumpy road.
That's all right.
No, it's
That's right.
So we're going to go down the line really quick. Everyone can jump in on this. Yep. What team are you most interested in watching going forward? And we're not going to all say the same team, so that's what I mixed it up. We can start it. We'll give you guys some time. So one team and a sentence on what impressed you, what stood out.
I won't say my team, but obviously my team, of course. But I think the Toon Squad, I should see how they play. They got a lot of size, got some quick guards, so I think they'll be better next time.
I
I'll go with Sportslook. They always intrigue me. I feel like we get a different type of Sportslook team every season, so it'll be fun to see this one.
I'm gonna go with Flint. I feel like even though they did get the win tonight, they're better than what they could have been tonight. And what goes on in the season, you're gonna have to improve on the games they had when they play tougher opponents like during TMC and Shocker City.
I'm going to go with Scott's Tots. I thought today they were very competitive in their first ever game, and compared to other first-time teams that we saw today, they looked like they're getting the hang of it. So I think they're going to be a very interesting storyline for all.
Cool.
I'd have to go with Run TMC. I think they have great team chemistry, and I look forward to seeing that kind of confidence going out throughout the season. So, yeah.
Am I not allowed to say the Redeem team?
No, yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Redeem team. They were jumping out the gym today, passing it around a lot, splashing it from downtown. I loved the energy they had all game, and I'm excited to see what they can do going forward.
Yeah, no Redeem team allowed talking on the postgame. Yeah, I should have said no. You guys missed a great opportunity to suck up. It's okay. You took advantage of it. Good job. Say Run TMC when in doubt. I'm kidding. But yeah, always good to suck up. All right, that's the week one postgame show for the analysts and the crew. We'll be back next Monday. And do you know who you play? All right, so there you go. So Redeem Team Flint will be the one to look out for, I'm sure, as two of those teams we've talked about that are probably going to make a deep run square off. Thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next week.